Okay, I'm going to start a review of the three data types, tuple, list, and strings. Okay, so the first thing, let's see the definition. For the tuple, they are defined using the parentheses, but using parentheses is not really required. So, well, to define tuple, if you take out the parentheses at the beginning, at the very end, that is okay. Well, this will still be considered as a tuple in Python. However, if you have a member of a subtuple, and that is a tuple 2, 3 inside a tuple as a member, and then for the tuple 2, 3, you do have to put the parentheses. Okay, and for the list, well, we are defining a list using the square brackets, and for the square brackets, it is a must-have. And for the strings, we can define strings in different ways. We can do double quotes, or single quotes, or triple quotes. And for the triple quotes, we can either do triple double quotes or triple single quotes. Okay, and then the next part, indexing, that is the same for all three of the data types. We can use the square bracket and then using one value, one integer value as the index to visit one member. So we have that on all three of the data types. And then, well, for the positive and negative indexes, for the positive indexes, I should say for 0 and positive indexes, we are counting from the left side, starting from 0. Okay, so the first one is 0, and then 1, 2, 3, etc. And then how about the negative indexes? For the negative indexes, we are counting from the right hand side. So on the right side, we are counting from -1, -2, -3. Okay, so if you are trying to do this tuple with the -3, that is -1, -2, -3. So the -3 index will give you 4.56. And slicing. For the slicing, well, all three data types, they have the slicing, and the rule is exactly the same. Well, we specify where to start and colon where to end. For the start part, well, it is included, and for the end part, it is excluded. Okay, so if you have the tuple starting at 1 and then finish at 4, and we know we are going to take the index 1 and then index 2, index 3, but we ain't going to take index 4. Okay, so in this size, we are keeping index 1, 2, and 3 only. Okay, and then for the slicing, well, if you want to omit the first value, and then you are going to start from the very beginning, and then if you omit the last value, if you omit the second value, and then you don't specify where to end, so it will end after it grabs the last value. Okay, so well, the next one, copy. Well, how do you do a real copy? Well, to do a real copy, and you can do a slice. And for that slice, you don't specify where to begin, so it starts from the very beginning. You don't specify where to end, so it ends on the very last. However, you will receive a real copy. It can be a copy of the tuple or a string or a list. Okay? Well, and for the in operator, well, you can check whether one item is a member in a sequence. And this can be a list, it can be a tuple, or it can be a string. And well, if you want to check a string, well, you can use that to check the substrings. And for example, if you have the C in the A, B, C, D, E, and then it will be a true. Or if you do C, D in A, which is A, B, C, D, E, and you will get a true 2. Okay, and then well, for the AC, it will be a false because AC is not a substring of that string. Okay, and the in operator is also used in the for loops as well. Say you can do for character in A, so you are going to use the character to visit all the characters one by one in the string. Well, and for the plus, that is for concatenation. You can do the plus. You can do a tuple plus another tuple, a string plus another string, or a list plus another list. And then for the multiplication, they're the same on all the three data types. We can do a repetition. So a tuple multiplied by 3, so you're repeating this tuple for 3 times. And the same thing also works for a list and then for a string as well. Okay, so those are those are the information I want to give you for today. So you will feel that even though tuple is really something new to us, but it's not really. Well, you only have to remember one important thing. For the tuple, they are immutable data type, immutable version of the list. Okay, so this means for most of the operations, if that doesn't involve any in-place changes, well, tuple will have that. However, if that is an operation involves some in-place changes, and then Python will say, you cannot do that with tuple. Okay, so well, that's it. And in the next video, I'm gonna show some of the hints for today's exercise.